Welcome to the Anti-Noise Experience, a podcast endurance noise, random musings. It is Sunday, September 6, 2020. Here in Bakersfield, California, it's 108 at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Good times, and the air is nice and smoky still. Been seeing lots of reports where the High Sierra Trail and all the other High Sierra trails and whatnot are just full of smoke, so good thing we canceled our trip doing that 70-mile hike from Sequoia to Whitney. So today I got up in the morning, did some training before it got too hot. Plan on doing some swift running indoors and riding my bike indoors this afternoon. I've been watching the Tour de France regularly. It was a great stage today, watching stage 8, I believe. And Primož Roglič is in the lead, and it looks pretty tight. They are having their traditional Monday day off tomorrow, but they're also getting COVID tested. And they're talking about that if two people from a team are test positive, that team is out of the Tour. And that doesn't just count the riders, it's all the support staff. So that sounds pretty crazy, but it's probably why the race has been so active, as everybody, they may just, the whole race might get canceled, hopefully not. Then also the big news yesterday, actually it was probably Friday, where Sifan Hassan broke the women's world record that's been around for quite some time in the hour run, and Mo Farah also broke the men's record. Mo Farah only broke it by about 50 meters, where Sifan broke it by over a lap, over 400 meters. So watching all these people fast and stuff, it got me to thinking about, how slow distance runners can incorporate max speed work into our running. And this is something I do regularly, even though no one seeing me out running would ever think I'm fast. But I am trying to work on the form and the speed. And, this article is in a Podium, as I often find articles there. And it says in the award-winning movie in 1981, Chariots of Fire. Wow, 1981. I graduated from high school then. It talks about 1920s coach Sam Musambini tells sprinter Harold Abrams, we have an old saying in my game, son. You can't put in what the gods left out. Coaches today continue to quote this maxim and maintain the belief that you're born with speed or you're not. I've never had a muscle biopsy, but I can guarantee I'm probably like 98% slow twitch, white twitch muscles. I've never had any speed, but I can maintain it. Like I never broke 60 for a quarter, but I could run like a 204, 205, 800. So I could maintain it. Same thing with swimming. I don't think I ever broke 60 and 100 meters, but I could swim, 300 meters, not too much slower than that. So talks about that, top end speed is indeed genetic. Studies show that those who win sprints were already the fastest kid in the class before they began training. And I often say that when I was coaching high school at Bakersfield High, that, I could just walk around campus and pick out kids and win, and they could be pretty good at speed, the speed events and the jumps, the sprints and the jumps, but you can't just walk off the campus and start running distance races. You might do okay in the mile and 2 mile, but with some training you're going to do plenty, much better. So if you want to be the Olympic meter champion, first choose your parents well, which is often saying. The dangerous quote, however, is that we tend to believe that if we're not given the gift of speed, there's nothing we can do about it. We accept that we're not fast and devote all of our energies to ensuring we keep whatever speed we have going for as long as possible. It says, while training can't make your speed fast compared to true speedsters, it can make you significantly faster and develop our max speed, improves our springs and our stride, making running at every pace easier and more fun. And so what you need to do is you need to recruit those fast twitch muscles, strengthen those muscles, and improve your efficiency by increasing the neural connections between your brain and your muscles. The result, you be able to contact the ground quicker and more powerfully. And you definitely got to do this. Practice, practice makes perfect kind of thing, but definitely work on it. And it's something that, I don't know why my nose is itching so much, probably all the smoke in the air, but it's something you definitely want to work on. And I devote every day to drills, especially as I've gotten older. We do a workout in the mornings and do some kettlebell, which is going to help me with my form, maintaining form, and some strength and weak parts. Blanca's out there doing it with me. And then we actually do running drills, knee lifts, heel lifts, and I don't know, there's one called drillers where you put your hands up like this, and then you bend down with one leg up and touch your toes. Well, we don't touch our toes, but just working on stability and stuff like that. So one of the tips, there's 3 tips, and this one's actually a really good tip. I really liked it when I read it. It says, go fast alone. So when you're working on your speed, you best not run with other people, because unless someone is pretty much equal with you, because speed is relative, and why not just run fast and do it on your own and at least feel like you're fast, and someone have them come by and blow your doors off. And I believe that's definitely the case. I often finish workouts, or even do them in the mid-workout, where I've often talked about this 30-step rule. I'll be warmed down, and then I'll like hit my watch and I'll run and I'll count 30 steps on using my right leg. And after 30 steps, I look down at my watch and I want to get 20 seconds. And the reason I want to do that is so I get the 90 steps per minute. And so, I'll build into it, run, take 30 steps, look at my watch, then walk for a minute or two and do that. And I'll repeat it half a dozen times or until I get home. And I really enjoy that, and I just try and work on form. These aren't like trying to kill yourself type of things. You just want to work on quick leg turnover, and it's going to carry over later into your race. It was interesting, I talked about Mo Farah winning. Well, he broke the world record by 50, 60 meters, and it brought me back to the time 2 years ago in 2018 when I actually started doing this podcast that I was at the BB Farm 48, and I talked about it before, but in the last hour, I had a guy chasing me down. I only had like a mile lead on him, and he kept running and running, and he was like probably a 3:30 marathoner. I'm a 5.5, 6 hour marathoner, but I kept a lead on him. And then with the last lap to go, they were counting partial laps just like they were doing in the 1 hour race with Mo Farah, and he's chasing me down, and I'm knowing he's getting close and close. And when we didn't have a gun, but when they finally called the end of the race, I only beat him by 60 meters in a 48 hour race. So, and I would have never done that if I hadn't been working on my speed and doing some 5Ks and stuff. And that goes to number 2. It says keep it short. And that's definitely true when you're working on speed. Us distance runners just get obsessed with, going long and hard and going as long as we can until we fall apart. And that's the whole point of doing these stride outs, is what they usually call them, is you just want to do them just long enough that you get you just want to get the form and get some flow and then back down. So that's why I kind of do that 30 steps. That's about 20 seconds, and it works out pretty good. Of course, if you're a little faster, so 30 seconds in 20 steps works for me. And then it says do sprints and drills during your run, and that's a good technique too, because oftentimes you get done with your run and then you're just like, okay, I'm so busy, hurry, I gotta go, and then you don't do your drills, you don't do things. So if you're in a nice easy run in the middle of it, do the 30 drill that I talk about, or pick something up ahead only a little bit of ways and get rolling and just do that, and throw in a little bit of fartlek training basically. Or like you can do today for me, like I had this dog out there, and you might have to pick up the pace and run away from the dog, or catch up to somebody, any of that stuff. So speed, yes, you're born with pure speed, and then you can develop it. I often say that you can give me any kid his freshman year or her freshman year, and I'm not going to be able to make a sprinter out of him, but I could definitely make a distance runner out of him, because distance training has a lot to do with, distance success has a lot to do with endurance, and a lot to do with practice and putting in the miles and stuff. You can't teach or coach Mo Farah's amazing kick. That's why he's got 4 gold medals in the Olympics. But you can teach being, staying healthy, being boring, and not epic.